Hey everyone, it's Tiffany and welcome to Tarot Friday, Friday the 13th. I hope you have a fun, witchy, exciting day. What's going on in the astrology is also very exciting. So I'm going to be watching out for surprises. I'm telling people to leave room for pleasant surprises. What's going on in the skies is that Venus, the planet of love and money and luxury and beauty and self-worth, right? That very Taurian goddess energy is square Uranus in the skies. And now I'm all over the place. I lost my Zoom. There you are. Okay, I was just looking at the astrology calendar to make sure I had the date right. And it is. It releases tomorrow. So it's very unpredictable energy. So there could be some unpredictable expenses that come up. There could be unpredictable roses at your door. You know, it's very much a surprise kind of a day. And so if you don't like surprises, you know, one way you can work with this energy is to surprise other people. And there's a whole lot of funny pranks that I've seen coming through the reels lately. So just know that the energy is very like, whoa, you know, very unpredictable, very exciting, very much leave room for other things to happen in your schedule. I was laughing. I must have been in a really good mood when I wrote the calendar because I was talking about pivoting towards an exciting new direction or challenging a project with fresh eyes. And one thing that I wrote about was that it's the same old approach, the same old story doesn't work anymore. Uranus is like the Tower card, and it just kind of is like, nope. You know, and so there can be a big pivot with what you've been doing and kind of white knuckling and struggling along with. And all of a sudden it's like, no, you know, you were going on this path and all of a sudden you're turning left. So there might be some changes of heart, changes of course. They're probably for the better, right? And so set your intention this weekend to have pleasant surprises and see what happens. Today, I'm going to use the Star Tarot deck. And so welcome members, welcome Tarot Friday subscribers and tarot enthusiasts. I'm so glad you're here. If you're new to Tarot Friday, what we're going to do is go through every sign in the zodiac and give a little mini reading and then a universal reading for everybody at the end. So I love this beautiful deck. And we're just going to see, we're going to start with Aries. And so let's just see what is in the cards for Aries for Friday the 13th under this Venus Uranus square, this very unpredictable energy, just clearing for our Aries. And what is it that our Aries need to hear? Okay. All right, Ace of Pentacles reverse and the Emperor. So I'm going to say maybe you're feeling like a little disgruntled at work, right? Like things might not be going exactly as planned. You might be smarter than the boss. You might be the boss and not feel like you're being recognized or even respected in some way. And I would say, you know, hang in there, Aries. This setup really is here to help you see that there's something better for you. I'm not saying quit your jobs, right? I'm just saying there's something better for you. That could just be your attitude, right? That attitude adjustment could really improve what's better for you could be that attitude adjustment. So I feel like if you'll stay aware of like, you know, the saying God is my employer or spirit is my employer or goddess is my employer or whatever, and just staying true to your spiritual connection, you're not really going to get caught up in the dynamics of the people-y side of work or the people-y side of income. And so maybe that'll help some of you Aries out there. All right, plugging into the spiritual side of why you're there, what you're doing, that you're there for a higher purpose, not a people-y purpose, right? Not to get tangled up in personalities and stuff. Okay, let's clear for Taurus. And what is it that our Taurus needs to hear for the weekend ahead? Some practical advice or guidance. All right, we get a Two of Pentacles reverse and an Ace of Wands. So some of our Taurus are doing something totally different. This is taking action, moving in a new direction, literally moving, starting a new gym, starting a new workout routine, starting something active and different. This is acting your way into right thinking. This is acting your way into having faith, right? And so if there's something that you're really undecided about, or you're questioning, or did I make the right decision, or you're going back and forth about, or should I do this or whatever, those moments of uncertainty you can conquer them by doing something about it. You guys have heard me say the advice before that there was a wise woman, basically, she told me, pray about it, make a decision, and move on. And I was like, yeah. There are times when it's really helpful to wait, when there's nothing to respond to, when there's no wind and you can't go sailing, right? But Taurus, it looks like there's something that there is there for you that is energizing you, that's saying, yes, go forward. Yes, this is an exciting new time. The eighth stays with you for about a year, right? So you're making a year pivot, and just don't worry about the indecision stuff. Just say, thanks, mind. That's cute. It's not helpful right now. And just try to dismiss it. And, is it worth worrying about? Or is there something you can do? Right? Okay, let's clear for our Geminis. What is it that our Geminis need to hear for the month? The weekend ahead, Friday the 13th for Geminis. All right, I'm excited to see this one because I have a friend that I'm thinking about that I'm wondering how this is going to play out for that Gemini. Let's see. Okay. All right. Nine of Cups reversed with the Emperor. All right. So this Nine of Cups, it's like upright, is like you get your wish. You have everything you ever wanted, right? And so at work, like you have everything you ever wanted. It looks like on the surface, but is it really going to fulfill you at the end of the day, right? And so this is a deep question for some of our Geminis. The Emperor representing our work, the thing that we're devoted to, the thing that we give our most of our amount of time and energy and subservience to, right? In some way. So this Nine of Cups feeling like I'm not really getting what I wanted out of it, even though it looks really good on paper, there's something that feels a little bit unfulfilling. So very similar to the Aries reading, right? And so just remember who you're really working for. And that's yourself and your own happiness. And so can you recreate some of the parameters in a way, right, that is more aligned with what you want to do spiritually in your life? Okay. And because you can have like a spiritual bar, like our parameter in the mundane, right? Of course, like that's the trick. That's the beauty of it all. All right, let's clear for our Cancers. See what it is our Cancers need to hear for Friday the 13th. Clearing for our Cancers. Let's see here. Three of Wands reversed, Prince of Swords. Okay, so I feel like maybe you were on some kind of creative track or creative path and you kind of got shut down in some way, right? This is like you were making a beautiful menu and your kid says that tastes awful. Or you were doing, you were like decorating the house perfectly and somebody comes in and says, they share their opinion that you didn't ask for, right? And so this is a message, Cancer, about taking nothing personally, letting people's projections come out, realizing that maybe you have some tweaks to do if you're attracting that on the inside. Where am I judgmental? Where have I said something that comes across as controlling that somebody else thought was beautiful that I shamed them about, like working with some of those themes. About taking nothing personally and staying in your creative zone because you want to, because you're making yourself happy, not for others, right? All right, let's clear for our Leos. What is it that our Leos need to hear this weekend? Some practical advice or guidance for Leos. Okay, the King of Swords reversed in the Tower. Okay, so Leos, this is the Uranus card. Venus is squaring Uranus this weekend. So this is not, Leos, this is not a good weekend to like change the way you look, you get a crazy new haircut, any surgery, absolutely not. This is not a weekend for, there's changes are going to come. So the changes that you impose right now, I think you're going to change your mind about, right? We're still in Mercury retrograde. We're still in Mars retrograde. And so I would say just watch whatever change is wanting to happen out there, but don't impose them on the way that you look right now. Venus square Uranus, this being the Uranus card. So Leos, the King of Swords reverse, it could be that you're not quite seeing the full picture right now. You don't have all the information. And so you're going off of something that is just like not true. I'm going to say like not clear, not honest, because you don't have all the pieces. I'm not saying you need to be skeptical. I'm just saying like ask around, wait a little bit. Something's falling apart. So trust your intuition, trust your gut. When something doesn't feel quite right. Okay. Hopefully that's useful to our Leos out there. All right, let's clear for our Virgos. What is it that our Virgos need to hear for the weekend ahead? Some practical advice or guidance for our Virgos. Okay, we get a Nine of Pentacles reversed and a Knight of Cups. Okay, so some of our Virgos are on this quest for love, this quest for emotional connection, this deepening of your spiritual practices, this deepening of your intuitive side. The Nine of Pentacles reversed here, it's like, don't forget what you have. You know, it's like it's, you know, that saying, like you prayed for, what is it? It's like, remember the years that you prayed for what you have now, type of a thing. It's like, this is a reminder to be grateful for what you do have and how far you've come, right? How far you have come, big deal, right? So Virgos, some appreciation, some gratitude for your path, your journey, your spiritual journey, how much better your reactions are now than they used to be, how much easier it is to fill your cup when you choose to. And so this is really a message this weekend to really take some time out, unplug, and fill your spiritual cup, because only you can, right? And so that can come from the garden, right? Nine of Pentacles, being outside, being with pets, being with nature. Maybe you get a new crystal this weekend. Maybe you just look at the crystal shop and go window shopping. I don't know. I love, look, this one I got in Chattanooga. Isn't that pretty? And then these crystals I got from Zelfa's Cloak, my crystal dealer here in the Texas area. Aren't they beautiful? They sit on either side. So maybe I've inspired you to read a book about crystals this weekend, Virgo. Connect with earth magic, fill your cup, and look at how far you've come. Just some last moments of reflecting on 2022 before the energy really shifts into the new year on January 22nd, right? Okay, let's clear for Libras. Clear for Libras. What is it that our Libras need to hear this weekend? Some practical advice or guidance. Okay. Queen of Pentacles and the Sun. Wow, that's some good news for our Libras, right? Really coming into your power, coming into knowing how you like to shine in this world, really showing up as your best possible self. This is a card of strength, health, vitality, physical health. It's a win, it's a yes. It's also about making opportunities and taking opportunities, right? You have to be careful with your human design, right? Like, what is your design strategy and authority? But the idea here is like, there's a lot of opportunities in front of you. And there's some money-making opportunities in front of you. And there's some opportunities to create a really solid foundation as we're walking into 2023. You know, Jupiter's going to shift into Taurus. Where does that hit your chart? That could be very interesting to look at, right? Libras, your governing planet is Venus. And so is that for Taurus. So Jupiter is moving into a sign, into a realm where it's going to be very good for you financially this year. And so stay on top of your health, your mental health, your physical health, visualize, make your plans. But really, this is boots in the ground. This is really doing things. This isn't farming it off to other people. This isn't thinking about something and doing nothing. This is really about the groundwork, okay? Laying the groundwork, doing the stuff that you need to be able to really rise and shine, to have full health and wellness and financial well-being. This is really good reading for Libras. Good to be a Libra this weekend. Venus still square Venus is square Uranus. And so Venus, your ruling planet, is also, there's probably some financial surprises going on. Maybe they're good for you. Maybe they don't feel good for you, but maybe they are good for you and help you get going in the right direction. Okay, Libras. Let's clear for our Scorpios. What is it that our Scorpios need to hear for the weekend ahead? Some practical advice or guidance. Okay, for our Scorpios. Get the Wheel of Fortune reversed and the Knight of Swords. All right, so things feeling a little topsy-turvy, up and down. The Wheel of Fortune turns, right? And the Knight of Swords, right? Like you are visualizing, you're on a quest, you're looking for the truth, you're trying to find what works, right? And sometimes you find out what works by realizing what doesn't work. And so don't beat yourself up. Just, for example, right? I am an astrologer and I send out my newsletters on Fridays because it's a day of Venus. And I think it's a nice day for communications and gentle, you know, like astrology advice that's kind of fun and interesting, right? But recently, like I opened a workshop for this Saturday that overnight had 95 people. We have 4 slots left as of right now. So it'll fill. I can only take 100 people on my Zoom, right? So what didn't work for the last 10 years was just sending out the newsletter kind of, whenever. I picked an hour of Jupiter, right? And picked an hour of Jupiter on a Saturn day. And I picked an hour of Jupiter on a Sunday. And I was like, here's a workshop. What do you guys think? And it was like, ding, 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 ding. I've never had that experience. And so finding out what works by what doesn't work, by practicing and experimenting, has been a big lesson for me recently. And so that's one way this could play out for you. It's very surprising and exciting this weekend, right? Venus square Uranus. Okay. After Scorpio comes our Sag. What do our Sages need to hear for Friday the 13th? The adventure of a lifetime. Let's see what our Sages need to hear the most. Ooh, 4 of Wands and 7 of Swords. Okay. Sag. Things feel very surprising and exciting and different, but where have you cheated yourself? Where have you failed yourself? Where have you wasted the time that could have been useful? This isn't to beat yourself up. This is to tighten it up. This is to get more disciplined, because you're building something. You're building something that is made to last. You're building a firm foundation, but you can't do that if you're off over here, like wasting away the hours, right? I'm not saying that we all have to be focused worker bees forever, ever, right? I know that because of human design. But the idea here is that the 7 of Swords represents a thief. It represents, this could be very real. It could be like, make sure your Nest cameras are working. Make sure your, I don't know, like, what do people do for safety? Are you on the Citizen app? Do you need to be checking it? Do you need to change your passwords with some of your important bank stuff? Do you need to, I don't know. It seems like it's time to be a little bit more proactive with home stuff. Okay. It's time to, there's a word I'm trying, like the smoke detector, the smoke alarm, change the batteries, right? Do things like this. Venus square Uranus is like, it can be very like, what just happened here, right? Like, whoa, it can be very surprising. And so I'm going to say, stay vigilant. There was a time, this is kind of a privileged personal story. I was going to India with my yoga studio, and the teacher, I was trying to get my visa to India. And it's a situation. It's not like, fill this out, you're good to go. Like, it's like a long situation, or it was when I was going. And he said, don't sleep. And he didn't mean don't sleep. He meant like, stay active about it, stay on top of it, because it will pass you by, right? And that's the vibe that Spirit is making me feel when I'm reading this for you. It's like, don't sleep, like, stay into it, stay into what you're trying to build here. Make sure everything feels really safe and secure, and that it feels like very thoughtfully, well planned out situation. Okay, 4 of Wands. I mean, this is stability after marriage. This is the wedding party. This is the celebration of, oh, these two are together and they're going to make it, and they're going to be part of our community, and they're going to be pillars, and we're welcoming them in, and we're so happy for their love. This is a good card. Don't let this one scare you. Just don't lose a good thing by your absent-mindedness. That's the best way to say it. Finally got there. Spirit will let me move on. All right. Happy Friday, y'all. Let's look at Capricorn. What is it that our Capricorns need to hear for the weekend ahead? Okay, Capricorns. Ouch. So you got an 8 of Swords, no, a 3 of Swords here, and a Knight of Swords. So overcoming heartache, heartbreak, something that felt very painful to you is in the past, right? We're overcoming it. It's reversed. So I feel like you can pull from your experiences with heartache and really help somebody face the truth, face the clarity, face themselves honestly, because you're like, look, I've been through that. This is what happened to me. This is my experience, strength, and hope. And here's what you can do about it, right? So being a light keeper for somebody else based on your own personal hard times, this is very Chiron feeling, right? That wounded healer, Capricorn. And so this is still about like this quest, yes, moving forward, looking for the exciting new rhythms of 2023, yes, but don't do it without honoring the pain that you've been through, the difficulties that you've been through, because this is your medicine bag to help yourself forward and to help others forward. And helping others forward is, you know, you being the tide that lifts all boats. This is really what this is about. Okay, Capricorn, it's good medicine. Or some of you going sailing, and I'm getting pictures of boats and stuff because I just said that, yes, but that's why I said that, because I saw a boat. Okay, let's clear for our Aquarius. What is it that our Aquarius needs here for the weekend ahead? Okay, 2 of Wands and 8 of Wands reversed. This is very astrology oriented. This is very Venus square Uranus. So Aquarius, it feels like you're going in a direction and then all of a sudden it changes. Or this was the plan and now this is the plan. Or this was the plan and now this was the plan. Like you've got to go with the flow, which you're really capable of. But I will say not necessarily good at all the time, right? Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, we're all fixed signs, and we kind of have a way that we want things to go because we orient our energy around the way that things are going. So when what we see changes, it can be very disorienting, right? Venus square Uranus, very disorienting. But if you're like, oh, there's that surprise that we knew it was coming, I'm going to pivot and go in this direction. How can I add grace when there's big change in my life, right? It looks like you do get to make a decision. So you can make a decision to keep doing this thing or to do the new thing. And it looks like, there's some kind of delay that you're facing, right? Like you thought that this was the plan and now you have this much time, or now you have this much time. It's like there's a time bending thing going on for you guys. And so I just want you to go with the flow and be on island time instead of like Gregorian calendar time. It's very difficult sometimes for me because I like to map things out, right? I like astrology. But for you, Aquarius, that's the message. Try to go with the flow. Be aware that when things change, they're for the better. And maybe even practice being relieved when there's a change involved. All right. Clearing for Pisces. Just asking for a message for our Pisces. What is it that our Pisces need to hear for the weekend ahead? Happy Friday 13th to our Pisces. Okay, we get a 7 of Cups reverse and a Princess of Pentacles. Okay, Pisces. So I would say you're kind of tiptoeing around something that you're not quite clear on yet. You're just learning something. And so this would be great to take the approach of humility with spirit and to just sit in quiet meditation and be like, will you please show me what I need to do in order to tend to the earth, right? To this Princess of Pentacles is very much Earth Mama, very much connected to nature. Again, the crystal kingdom, right? Maybe you want to read a crystal book. Maybe there's a new crystal that you want to welcome into your family, or the plant kingdom. Being outside and gardening could be really useful to fill your cup. But this is about like you've lost your connection to the earth somehow. And it's just time to get back into it. Your feet into the dirt, looking up at the stars, hugging a tree, welcoming some new plant friends in, whatever that looks like, or crystals, work with that. And then also just take that spirit of humility that you don't know everything. Sometimes we just get into that mode. All of us do. It's like, I already know how that's going to happen. Put that away. And maybe you don't know how it's going to happen. And maybe there's something that's even better for you than you had planned, right? And so I think that's a beautiful message for you, Pisces. Okay. Now let's do a universal reading. A universal reading is for everyone in case your reading didn't make sense, didn't resonate, didn't hit, or in case it did and you want another layer. This universal reading should really help you feel seen by the unseen world. Okay. Before we do the reading, I want to do a little housekeeping. This weekend, I'm hosting an astro mapping workshop. If there's still spots left by the time you get this, great. If not, email me and I'll make sure you get the replay. We're going to go through the major transits or the major ingresses and see a little horoscope for everybody and see where these things hit your chart specifically, so you can get more information about how to use the broad planetary weather information in a personalized way for you. Okay. We also have in February coming up, our human design class is going to be on partnership analysis, which is a perfect on-ramping into the March class on parenting, which is good for parents, but also for you as a child, right? This idea of the relationship with the parent. Okay. And then also in February on the 7th, we have dream analysis. And I am so excited about this one because Victoria is going to teach it, and she's bringing in brain science. She's bringing in a lot of psychology into it. She's bringing in 30 years of dream analysis. And I can't wait to get on the podcast with her and talk about like some more dreams that I've been having. My dreams are like bear dreams and alien dreams. That's what I dream about. I used to dream about flying. It used to be all about astral travel, and I have graduated into bears. I even have, I'll show you guys. Can you see that picture on the wall? That's Barbara. And I picked her up in New Mexico, and she sits with me for meditation in the mornings. So I bring my dreams into my meditation zone with me. Anyways, that's a little bit of housekeeping. If you're watching this, it's because you're a member and you have access to those workshops, or if you're on the Tarot subscription for $5 a month, you can purchase the workshops as a drop-in anytime. We'd, of course, love to have you in the membership if that speaks to you. So let's clear now for our universal reading for Friday the 13th. Let's see. Prince of Swords and Five of Wands. I meant to use this deck, so I'm going to read both. Prince of Swords reversed and Five of Wands. So just know, if you're having some anxiety or inner conflict, right? Like, I think we've all been, I don't know where my phone is, which has the transits. I think we've all been activated. Is it gate 24, human design enthusiasts? Is it gate 22? There's been a reason for your anxiety, for your inner tension, for the things that you feel like it's just not worth it anymore. You know, like, where can you conserve your energy in a way that helps you really build something for your future vision? The worrying, right, the turning things over is keeping you from being able to see what else is out there. And so can you free your mind up a little bit? That's one reading. We're also going to take from this Mystic Art Medicine deck, I should say receive. We're going to receive from this deck a universal reading for Friday the 13th. Just a little add-on to what we just did. Let's see here. Oh, it's innocence. That's sweet. It's one of the motivations in human design. If you guys watch Leisha's workshops, she is innocence motivation. I am hope motivation. You might be desire, you might be fear, you might be any of the other motivations. Okay. Innocence, it says, okay, this is the painting Fairy Child. She's talking about magic truly does exist. There's much more to this third dimension than meets the eye. Okay, perhaps when veils between worlds were lifted and doorways temporarily opened, the fairies ascended into our world from another dimension, a place some call the underworld deep within the earth. Perhaps they've always been here. In any case, they are powerful, intelligent beings of the light. So that's the inspiration for her painting. Turn inward to your imagination and find a heart full of innocence. Happiness and inner peace depend upon a relationship and gratitude and love to the service of something greater than the material world. Let yourself play beyond discipline limitations. There's a truth that is undeniably real within the hidden worlds of nature. Walk through the doorway in your heart into magic by respecting the natural world. You have not lost your innocence. You have not lost it. It is simply buried in conditioning imposed upon you. Throw away the ideas that there's no real magic in the world besides parlor tricks and a slip of the hand. Check those thoughts from your head of what adults and society told you about the ways of the world and how you should be. Drop all that you have learned from others and return to innocence. Now you're all singing that song, right? Yeah, I am singing Return to Innocence in my head. Be as simple-minded as a child, and soon innocence resurfaces and you'll remember to play. The medicine card, Fairy Child, is asking you to transform those thoughts you have been taught that they don't really exist and return to innocence. When did you stop singing and dancing and playing and using your imagination? Be like a child. Jesus said, do not hinder them, for the kingdom of God belongs to such as these, meaning children. And then she ends it by saying, believe, believe, believe. Okay, cool. That's uplifting. So if we can stay innocent through this Venus-Uranus square. If we can just keep our innocence, we didn't cause it, we can't cure it, it's not our fault, we didn't, it's like, if we can just stay innocent with the changes that are happening and be pleasantly surprised, right? That's going to be the best attitude to take going into the weekend. Beautiful. These cards are so cool. I'm not trying to sell them or anything. I'm just saying, like, they're very different, right? Oh, look, here was my card for the year. This was my word for our 2023 predictions panel that we did. I chose the word reverence. Interesting. And then look, here's dream time, and we're having that dream workshop coming up. I'm having the craziest dreams right now as we get closer into Pisces season. It's like really leading into this dream time thing for me. Gosh, isn't that crazy? Should we look at that one too, since we're here? Do you want to? Okay. So important to take notice of your dream, hidden messages within. Beginning a dream journal. Man, if you start your dream journal now, you're going to be perfectly poised for our dream class. When you wake up, don't try to make sense of what you're writing, just allow it onto the page. Okay, choosing this medicine card suggests you follow the Aboriginal into the dream time and explore the otherworld mysteries unfolding for you. Hidden messages from ancient times cross over through and into your past, present, and future time continuum. Awaken in your dream time wisdom. Create and play in the infinite potential. But you know what? Our teacher says, don't lucid dream, because you're inserting the conscious into the subconscious, and we want the subconscious to be expressed. So lots of fun, interesting things about dream time for you to play and explore with. She also says we need more sleep, which I'm like, yeah, I do. I need like so much more sleep than all the like health pro biohacker people suggest. Like, I can't live like that. So I don't. All right, guys, I love you. I'm glad you're here. Hope you have a beautiful weekend. Hope you have some good stories and some good dreams, and we'll see you next time. Namaste.